find yourself getting passed by multiple cars, as I mentioned earlier on. So Nuhoff in a very precarious situation, but he often finds himself in these places. He doesn't qualify as well as he races.
Up front, they are getting with Lee Aberdeen and Luca Varani, not very far apart at all here. But I just want to see how Alistair Haig deals with Marcello Kessler coming around the old hairpin.
I would say it's not the best decision they've ever made, just not having done that under the safety car, really.
Yeah, they're taking their pit stop strategies from Ferrari lately or something. What's going on?
In turn one, just too much gas on them, too much feet on the loud pedal, and unfortunately he's dropped him all the way down the order. But Philip Hammer is out in front by an 8.91 seconds. Dan Michael is a wall there, sir. And definitely doesn't want to be hitting that earlier on as well.
Difficult, the understeer is in the dirty air through that final corner because it's such a long corner and you get dragged off into the grass very easily. He'll have the slipstream down towards the chicane. Peterson was briefly alongside, but that slipstream has saved him and kept him in third.
Yeah, Varani now lost a little bit of time to Aberdeen, about half a second. Peterson is Pike's pushed Morton forward up ahead. He's got out of line. Is now Pike going to have a go at Werrell? Don't push him off. He's in the championship fight. Jack Werrell chasing down Carl Jacklin. Further down, Rob Williams and Chris Barnes.
Sensational run outside line now though for the heavy braking zone. Around the outside goes the Audi R8.
Look how much Miller's caught back into play. Exactly. Miller's still start trouble. He's left on second and change. All of a sudden, Miller's back in play.
Moving on to the back end of Phil Jocelyn. So there's been a lot of movers and shakers in this first 2 laps here for race.
Absolutely serious racing league. Everybody's a lot have fun. Yeah, it's all about the entertainment. So I hope everybody is enjoying themselves out there in the chat. We know that Ron is been enjoying himself watching. The Burger King machine's off into the grass a little bit there. Is that really bunching up now?
Does he have it?
Medeiros is going to get it.
Haven't got it!
He's on the outside line, though, going into the fastest corner on the circuit. Surely this can't work.
Dominic Ligner has got a sensational run outside line now, though, for the heavy braking zone. Around the outside goes the Audi R8.
Look how much Miller's caught back into play. Exactly. Miller's still start chopper. He's not on second and change. All of a sudden, Miller's back in play.
Can Barry do it? Big Barry's going to do it! Big Barry!
Hello everybody and welcome to the Pole Position Racing League for round 5 of our season here at the Spanish Grand Prix, the Circuit de Catalunya, the venue for our 5th round of the championship and our 2nd European round that we've taken on for season 10. My name is Ewan alongside James Parfitt here for this broadcast this evening. We're just in qualifying right now with about 10 minutes to go, and we'll be taking you through qualifying and of course the race that will be coming up whenever that gets started in about quarter of an hour's time or so. Good to be back on this league, James. It's great to be back on F1, I've got to say. I thoroughly enjoy broadcasting on this platform, and hopefully we can see a good race tonight at the slightly faster version of Barcelona that we get these days compared to that one with the awkward final sector. We get the fast-flowing final couple of corners these days.
Yeah, we don't get that janky chicane that we normally get at the end, so that's always good. But I think overall, it's going to be an interesting race. We know Catalonia sometimes doesn't always have the best racing, but hopefully here today it should be fine as these guys are battling around this circuit. It's going to be an interesting one, I think, as well. You see the times 1:11.012, so it should be an exciting one for us here as well. Garon in the McLaren topping the standings at the moment.
Yep. He's currently on provisional pole position with 9 minutes to go, and he's currently 9th in the driver's standings. It's Maciej Toflinski who is leading the way in those, by the way. I can't actually see him on the grid at the moment in the Red Bull, so he might well not be here today. Zalesny is 2nd in those standings, normally in a McLaren, but can't see him on the grid here today either for the moment. Just going to try and see whether that is supposed to be the case. Well, he's supposed to be here, so I don't know what is up with that. But anyway, it's Pushaks for some reason in that McLaren at the moment, so I don't know what that is all about at all, to be honest. Grosjean is in 3rd in the driver's standing with John Meister, who we're on board with right now, 4th, as he is in this race, as it turns out, or this qualifying session for the moment, and then Barron to round out the top 5. We've just had a new quickest time onto the board from Gavron by the looks of things. He's about 900ths of a second quicker than Barron as the faster times are coming in. There'll still be one more run for these guys probably in a few moments' time. We're still 8 minutes to go, still plenty of time to improve, but there is Gavron. He's just taken provisional pole position, but for whatever reason, his teammate Zalesny is not here unless he's in the other car under a new name.
Well, I can't answer that question because as far as I'm aware, we were supposed to be here. So there we go on that one. But let's see how these guys get on. We've got the 2 Mercedes of Maron and Graxon sitting in the top 3. Of course, John Meister in 4th with Casti in 5th. Maros in 6th, Pushkas in 7th, Tazo 8th, Bartes 9th, and HDL Velocity in 10th. And then we've got Debe down in 11th, Wakusha in 12th here. So very exciting racing to come, I'm sure. And we shouldn't have too long left. We've got about 7 minutes left here as there is a yellow in sectors 2. They've got to be a little bit careful there as well. So yeah, I think this could be a very exciting evening of racing, and I think one that we should be able to sit back and enjoy.
Yeah, we hopefully will be able to at the end of the day. I'm just trying to find anywhere where Zalesny said he's not supposed to be here today for whatever reason, so that I can try and get to the bottom of quite why he isn't on the grid for the moment. He didn't seem to. There's normally a Discord message pushed out to everybody for you to sort of confirm your absence or confirm your presence at one of these events, and can't see Zalesny confirming. So maybe that is maybe that's why, I suppose. So anyway, he's got the lap record, by the way, around here in the race with a 13.4. That was set here last season, the last time we were here. John Meister took the win that day. He's currently fourth, looking for a second win. And as we saw with Bahrain, the last time I was here, this is the 6th edition of the Spanish Grand Prix, and there's not been a repeat winner just yet. Maybe today will be the day, because Kashti, who's currently 5th in this qualifying session, has also won here in the past. Still 6 minutes to go or so. We'll see who's going to get pole here in a few moments' time. But I can tell you that we're already going for a fastest quali lap. We got an 11.1 from Barron last season, which was the fastest going into this. And currently 3 drivers on this grid have broken that record. So we are going to see a new qualifying lap record around this circuit for this league here tonight. We already have done.
Yeah, we're going to be in with second place man Baron at the moment as he's coming up now round turn 9 on the run down into 10 here as well. DRS open, you just heard the beat there, so he's going to be absolutely going for it coming into the braking zone. He's not, he's backed off there as well, so no move for Garon. Barthez, unfortunately, well, that was a moment to catch him there as well, as he did go and do that one, unfortunately. But yeah, very interesting scenario we've got going on, and we've only got 5 minutes remaining. We will change over sessions after this one as well, guys, to get into the race session, so we will be up and running for that one. So yeah, good, exciting qualifying. Should be an interesting one, I think.
Now then, Barron is starting another lap here, so well, sorry, the timing screen playing tricks on me. So it said he improved by half a second. That is not true. He is making his way towards turn 1 now, though, and going for a new lap out on the board. So let's see what he can do on this occasion. Round turn 3, which really does rip apart your left-hand side tyres, get them very warm in these conditions here in Spain. He's gone purple in the first sector. He's about a 1/10.5 quicker than anybody else through there so far. He needs 9 hundredths of a second to take pole right now. Out of turn 5 he goes, on the traction, important through there. A difficult change of weight through here at turn 7 and 8, but that curve does make it slightly easier these days on the right hand side. Now through turn 9, so much downforce through here, and the flowing nature of this circuit just continues on these days. We go later into turn 10, a longer, more swooping run through here. Bring it back to the right hand side, the left hand side, for the right hander, where you need to stay tight to the apex here at turn 12. Then out wide for these final 2 turns. Supremely quick, leading on the tyres, and Barron doesn't go for it in the end. He's in the pit lane with 4 minutes to go, and he might just have enough time for one more lap.
Yeah, he bailed out, which I'm quite surprised he did do there. I thought he might have stayed on the race circuit because he was quicker all the way through here as well. I see there's issues on the broadcast at the moment. We'll try and sort them out briefly between the changeover here as well, but we've got 3.5 minutes running currently. And it's looking like Garon might take this with John Meister there in 4th place. So let's see how these guys get on.
John Meister is going to be next over the line, and he's probably the next candidate to take pole from Gavron if he can. And no, he decides to duck straight into the pit lane. So John Meister no longer going to be taking that pole position away. What about Grasant now as he makes his way towards the final sector? Let's get his second sector time. First of all, he has gone quickest in the second sector. He's still half a tenth down on Gavron, I think, but this could be good enough for second position. It could be Mercedes 2 and 3, but the order may be reversed with Grasant. No, he doesn't go round to improve either, so he's going to continue on, and he will be in pit lane, unfortunately. So over the line for Tazo as well now. 4th place for him in the Haas. He makes an improvement. Finally, we do see an improvement here towards the end of this session. It's going to be Debe over the 9 next in the Ferrari, I think. As everyone comes out the pit lane, it's clearly just about enough time to complete one more lap, because a lot of people are on out laps.
Yeah, Garon's also on an out lap here as well. So we'll see how he gets on. Tazo is still running round. He's on his way now through turn 3 and 4 onto the left-hander of 5 before he comes up through 6 and 7 at the moment. So Garon there, Tazo there, and you see he's 4 tenths back currently at the moment.
Yeah, it's not a big gap at all, but Tazo surely won't be able to go 2 laps in a row with an improvement. That really would be quite something to behold. Into the final, he's over a second off, so he won't be making any improvements here. Busiek might be next to make an improvement here. Gavron's on an outlap at the moment. Busiek and Franek are the only ones who are actually on laps at the moment. But most people are just starting their laps. There's Barthez, who's starting a lap from 10th position in the Ferrari, just behind his teammate in the 9th position. Barthez currently in 12th in the standings, just 4 points to his name, as of right now. That's after an 8th place finish at Zandvoort 1 week ago. Brusiek is he up to pace here? Can't quite tell. We'll see as he makes his way through 7 and 8. Over the line goes Gavron. So now is the time for the pole sitter currently to try and extend that advantage, or just at least consolidate the advantage as he looks to try and take pole position here at the Spanish Grand Prix.
Yeah, Garon now going to try and do it as he's going into turn 4. Purple in sector 1 currently at the moment for Garon. So he's doing a great job here as well. And we'll see how he gets on. Is he going to extend that gap at the moment here, Ewan? He's looking like he might.
Yeah, looks like it. We'll get some views as to the sector times very shortly. Baron is going to be over the line not long afterwards. Casti as well. And then Grazant will probably be the last of those real contenders for this pole position to come over the line. Gravron is down by a 10th and a half, and he'll do well to make up that time in the final sector. Squeezes on the power just gently out of the hairpin at turn 10. And then same again through turn 12, but this is not going to be an improvement, I wouldn't have thought, from Gavron. He's going to soldier on and continue on with this lap time now anyway, and he will go over the line to no improvement, I don't believe. So it will be Baron will be next through in the Mercedes. He's going to get the whiff of a slipstream, maybe out the final corner. Can he take it at the end? No! 300ths away. Very, very close, in fact, in the end. Grazant doesn't look like he's going to be on for an improvement, and Casti certainly is not. He is 4 seconds down as far as that timing sector is to be believed. So it looks like Baron's improvement there was just not quite enough. He got half a tenth, and he needed closer to a full one.
Yeah, he did there. Unfortunately, Casti goes into the pits as well. That leaves Barthez out on the track at the moment. Well, Barthez has gone in as well. So it's looking like Garon is going to be your man on pole.
Looks like it. And now everybody will be leaving here in a few moments' time and be getting ready for the race session. So it's going to be an interesting one. Should be 50% as always for this one. We'll see how many pit stops we get, whether it will be 1 or 2. But looking forward to the race. It's going to be Gavron starting from the pole position. Currently 9th in the standings, of course. And we'll be there with you for the race, of course. But that's it here for qualifying then, James.
Yeah, it is. You can see there as well. Garon does take that pole position as well. We're going to jump over onto the start screen, guys. We'll be right back. As you see Garon at the moment with Baron, then Graxon, then Casti, John Meister there as well with Tazo, Maros, Puches, Debe, Barthez, Busek, HDL Velocity, Kusha, and Vashisvine behind here as well. So we'll be right back after this short break as well. Thank you very much.
Welcome back to Spanish Grand Prix for the Pole Position Racing League here in Season 10. This is round number 5, and we are just about to go for the race. Myself, Ewan, and James Parfitt alongside me here for this round of the championship. Already had 4 rounds, of course, but Maciej Toflinski, who is the championship leader after finishing on the podium of every single round so far, isn't here. Neither is Selesny, who's second. So the closest driver to the championship lead is actually 35 points away, meaning Toflinski actually can't lose his lead today. Grazant, the closest driver to him, and he's qualified relatively well as well. So we'll be ready to go very soon for 33 laps around here this evening. And one thing that's very notable about the Barcelona circuit is the tyre wear around here. It's a high load circuit. Lots of these corners are very high speed indeed. The weather normally very warm as well. And surely that's going to provide many challenges for the drivers here today in that respect.
They all get on, to be honest. I think, it is Spain. It is hot. It is Catalonia. There's a lot of rights. There's a lot of lefts. And I think at the end of the day, we could see some great racing, but we'll just have to see how they all get on. I think it's a very, very interesting circuit. The long run down into turn 1 as well. That's going to be very interesting to see how they handle turn 1 after that. But it'll be an exciting one. Let's hope.
Yeah, let's hope so. I think we've got 17 on the grid tonight for this race. For whatever reason, we actually got 19 checking in, but clearly there's been a couple of dropouts since then. And we do have a reserve driver as well. I'm not sure for the first time this season, but Tazo, who I think we saw in an Alfa Romeo. Are they called Alfa Romeos anymore? In the Alfa Romeo earlier on. We saw him out there in, or as a reserve, I should say. And he's been the first reserve that we've actually seen all season long in Season 10 so far. Been good attendance from the regulars, and so haven't required the use of reserves just yet, but now we do. We're on the formation lap, and Gavron is leading them around, and one thing that's going to be very important to know here is what tyres is he on? Well, he's on the soft tyres, the red stripe tyres, of course, and how does that match up to everybody around him? I saw a lot of yellow and white behind it. Well, I only saw yellow, as it turns out. I'm just seeing things. There's some of the possible strategies, and by the fact that it looks like most of the runners are on soft or medium tyres at the moment, I'm suspecting that it will be a one-stop race between those two compounds, because the hard tyres, if no one's starting on them, I wouldn't imagine anyone will finish on them. Well, that's the exact situation they would have done, I suppose. If they get damage on this opening lap, it's easy to clip off the front wing on this opening lap or get some damage. So, got to be careful of that. And so that's where we might see the hard tyres brought out. Or indeed, if we get a safety car very early, will someone pit and hope to go to the end and just not pit under green? But we'll wait and see on that one, of course. So Gavron makes his way round to the start-finish line. And we're going to be getting ready to go for this one. It's going to be a question, first of all, whether he can hang on to the lead. And you'd imagine with those soft tyres that he will be able to.
Yeah, he's a long way ahead, mind you, on the stall. So I'm quite surprised he's left that much of a gap. Here as everybody else funnels in behind. We've got, obviously, the last place man, 17th place. He's just coming into shot there. You can see him weaving along. He'll be finding his pit box very, very shortly. Oh, what is that car doing?
Someone's done a Fisichella here, if you remember that from the early 2000s. Oh dear, well, that's been sorted out. It's okay. I do forget that you get to drive into your grid box these days. But anyway, that's that aside, we are ready to go racing. It's the 6th edition of the Spanish Grand Prix in the Pole Position Racing League, and we are go here at Barcelona. Gavron gets off to a good start on those soft compound tyres from the pole position, bringing along Casti on the outside, who's already right up next to Grazant at the moment, and Barron's going backwards. Into turn 1 they go for the first time, and Gavron takes the lead in the McLaren, followed by Grazant in second, and we got a car on the wall. It's Meros in the Haas, has gone straight into the wall through turn 1, and we have seen incidents immediately, unfortunately. Single fall in the front 5 or so positions by the looks of things as we get off to a good start at the front. It's not been a good start for Meros, who surely has got front wing damage down at the back.
Yeah, it looked like he just went too hot, unfortunately, around the corner, coming out the exit of turn 2, and literally just spun up the rears. As you can see in the background, there's action further back as well. That is Pukas and Meister. They were side by side at one point, and Pukas has made it through with Baron in front of him here. So great battling all the way along. Baron in the Mercedes is sitting in 4th. He's just about trying to go up the inside.
Spin.
Oh, there
John
is
Meister.
as well.
John Meister's gone around. The previous race winner, the reigning race winner, in fact, and there's Meros with no front wing. That looks horrible. But here's John Meister in the Alfa Romeo. He's gone for a spin on the exit of turn 10. Now, he may have been pushed into that, to be fair. If he got hit up the rear there, then he may have, that might have been what instigated the spin. However, it's, might have been his mistake on his own anyway. Meanwhile, Baron goes down the inside at turn 1, and after a terrible start, he's making up those places all over again.
Yeah, he's sitting in 4th at the moment here as well. We jump on board with him. You can see Casti and Gratson side by side as they're banging wheels as well on that run round into turn 5. The left-hander downhill brake in off camber here as well. Still side by side. We're sitting behind here with Gratson. He's right in. You can see Gratson and Casti. Yeah, that was close.
That was close, and Gratson there pretty muscly on his way through, and Baron goes off the road in protest almost, and Tazo goes down the inside and back through again. Into turn 10 they go, and Casti's back to the inside again. Oh, very close. He gets it slightly wrong as well. It opens the door for Baron, who's up the inside of Tazo now, and he's back through again. Puchas is on the offensive as well now from 6th position. What was that flying in the background? No idea, but something just getting pushed to the outside of the corner for whatever reason. This is all allowing Gavron to get away to nearly 3 seconds in the lead now.
Yeah, the man in the McLaren has just made a bolt for it, hasn't he, really? This is it. You can see here with Casti behind currently at the moment. He's looking at going up the inside. There's going to be contact again between Gratson and Casti here. Casti does make it through. They're free.
Contact! Oh, the Mercedes are in the wall. Gratson and Baron have come together, the teammates, and Casti's out the race as well. We're under safety car at the Spanish Grand Prix after a monumental crash. It was Casti and Gratson going side by side. Baron wanted to get involved, and he just couldn't in the end. He, unfortunately, goes into the wall, as does Casti and Gratson all at once. Baron can continue on, but Casti and Gratson are out of the race.
I don't know quite what I've just watched there. He tried to take it 3 wide, and I don't get why you would try and do that. He tried to take it 3 wide, and it all just went completely and utterly Pete Tong there as well. I'm not quite sure what that driving was, but it wasn't what we would expect to see from these guys. That was just horrendous. I don't see why you would do that.
Well, let's see who comes in here, because this is the kind of thing I was imagining at the start of the race. Does someone put hards on here and just go to the end? I don't know what tyres people are on at the moment, though, which probably influences that decision. Let's have a look. Well, Maris has put hard tyres on. That makes sense, I suppose, because he did have damage, and Baron does as well. So it seems the only drivers who have pitted so far have had damage. There's been no strategical calls to make a pit stop, and I'm, to be honest, not even sure if hard tyres can make it 30 laps anyway.
Well, they've got to go 29, so I'll be interested to see if they do make it all the way through. There's the gainers and losers. You can see Maros, Casti and Gratson 16th and 17th at the moment. Why they were taken 3 wide, I am no idea. Baron, I'm not sure, to be honest, Ewan. I really am a little bit confused why you would try and do that there as well.
Well, it was aggressive, and now that I know he was on the soft tyres at the time, I guess I understand, because he wanted to get through as quickly as possible, but just didn't do it in the right way, unfortunately. Safety car looks very nice these days, doesn't it? Modelled in the F1 game. Used to look quite odd, got to say, a few years ago. But it is F1 2023 these days. So there we are. Gavron is leading the way around then, and Tazo in 2nd position. Reserve driver, of course, in this race here today. doing a very good job with it as well. So he's made up some positions as a result of the incident so far, and the fact that he's got soft tyres on as well. In fact, the front 4 all have. Pushas is in 3rd position with those on, so is Velocity in 4th. But surely those tyres are going to reach a point where they go off a little bit, and the likes of Busik, Debe and Vasa Swain will be able to try and go through on the medium tyres just in behind.
Yeah, they're going to need pitting. I think this safety car period is probably helping them as well. I think that's the thing. They are being helped by this safety car period with obviously they're running at a different pace, obviously, you know what I mean? But I think, overall, they've just got to see how they can get on. Can they take them to 12 laps? That's going to be the question. Really, 12, 13 maybe, if you can, before you get onto the mediums?
I'd expect them to go a bit... maybe 13's actually about right. 13, 14... I wouldn't be too surprised to see people try and go a bit further than that. Interesting to me that Barron actually pitted with damage, of course, and went on the soft tyres. Clearly, even after issues, going for a soft-medium strategy is a good idea.
Well, he clearly thinks he's quick on the softs, which I understand, but at the end of the day, he's a long way back, and unless he plans on absolutely marching through the field here, sitting down in 14th, there he is, of course. If he thinks he's going to be marching through the field, well, fair play to him, I suppose. But he has got a very quick John Meister in front of him before we start hitting into Maverick, Wellex, Franks, Barthez and Kusher there as well. So it's going to be tough for Baron, I think. But he definitely should not have sent that when he did.
No, but he's going to be doing a lot more sending, I think, in the near future as the safety car is pulling away. The safety car will be in this lap now that everybody's caught up in time. The Marshall was a bit over-eager and waving the green flags clearly already out here at the moment. And Gavron just pulling wide through turn 10, slowing right up, making sure everybody is under his control. And Tazo is going to have to do everyone else a favour here by reacting very quickly. There's the view from Maros right at the very back of the field. And he is going to get the real whiplash effect here and probably not get a very good start as a result. Gavron still hasn't gone yet, and there will be people expecting him to have done so for now, and the people weaving around won't help either. But it is, of course, all legal. Now Gavron does go. Tazo maybe not quite on his toes as much as he should have been, and we could see a McLaren 1-2 by the end of this because Pushas is right in behind. Velocity got terrible start compared to being on the soft compound tyres, but Tazo also getting overtaken now in towards turn number 1. It's side by side for second position, and the McLarens could be 1-2 here in a few moments' time, and they are indeed. Pushas through into second position. Tazo now down to third. Velocity is hung on to 4th position ahead of Busiek, and then it's Tebe looking to go through in the Ferrari on the inside at turn 4. No, can't go down the inside there, and so we'll stay in line again. The soft tyre runners will stay in the top 4, but it's a McLaren 1-2 now at the Spanish Grand Prix.
Oh, Debe. Oh. Dude, they're going to be careful. They're very, very spicy here today. It's like they're almost trying to do a last to first, let's get it done by lap 10. It's not going to happen. Settle down a little bit. They've got a long run here, and although it's not long in conjunction with times, obviously we know we're looking at sort of 1:14 times at the moment for Garon, but they've got to be a little bit calm. They're a little bit fruity here this evening.
Yeah, everyone being a bit aggressive, but there's only 33 laps, and with no safety cars, this race doesn't even run that much longer than 40 minutes because of the quickness of this circuit, this increased speed around here, meaning that it does get very, very quick indeed. Castilla's left, and he is, of course, out of the race. He's scored the most points in pole position racing league history, by the way, around here, with 52 over the course of the 5 rounds so far. That's an average finishing position inside the top 5. Unfortunately, he's not going to be scoring any further points here this evening. Out through turn 3 go the drivers all over again, down in towards 4. It's a single file here on the restart, which is good to see, although not so much for Franek, who goes wide, and Barron is already inside the top 10 again.
Yeah, Barron's made his way forward. These guys side by side. He's taking it 3 wide again.
I mean, he's just scything through the field now, clearly on those newer soft compound tyres as a comparison to the slightly older ones that are around him, of course, but also especially those who are on mediums. and those guys on medium still haven't got inside the top 4, I don't believe, as of right now. So Baron is going to be on the move here. He's going to be working his way past the East Street pretty quickly.
Yeah, well, he just hopes he's got to hope they're giving the room to do that.
Oh, look at this. It's easy.
Oh, no, it's
not. No! Oh, it's not quite so easy. And he's in the wall. He's out. Oh, Baron out of the Spanish Grand Prix. And we've got our second safety car of the day. Baron was trying to get down the inside at turn 13. And he had the traction to do so as well. I don't blame him for going for that, actually. He had the traction off of turn 12. He had the speed, he had the means to get down the inside, but he clips the inside of Vassar Swain, and he goes spinning into the wall as he reacts to the slide, and he is out of this race as well.
Well, I don't really know what to say. We said it was going to be tough, we said it was going to be tight, we said it was going to be very interesting for him to come back through the field. We said not to try and rush it. It was rushed. Yeah, there was a gap. Was there a big enough gap? That's the issue, but I don't know, as you say, if gap car, and if you stop going for the gap, you're not a racing driver, but sometimes you've got to be a little bit sensible about it, and I think he had a lot of time and he had a lot of pace. I think he could have done just a touch, a little bit better than what he did do.
Well, it is easy to say it from up here.
Oh yeah, we're sitting here and we can say that. Unfortunately, we can't obviously go back and have a look at a replay, which, is absolutely sucks. But I think at the end of the day, it was still a rushed manoeuvre that he probably could have held on for just a little bit longer.
Well, everyone's getting very close here, by the way. I don't know what this is all about. Gavron is slowing everyone down, or Pushas, is slowing everybody down. I think he wants to come into the pit lane, and Gavron wants to as well. And so he's let the gap open up to 11 seconds. Now we're all going to be in here. Well, the soft tyre runners are going to be anyway, and the medium tyre runners, I've got to say, have been slightly screwed over by this. There's the tyre view along with the intervals as well, so you get gone for the hard tyres. He doesn't think mediums can go the whole way, neither does Velocity. He's gone for hards too. It looks like Pushas has as well, and he's had to take a bit of a delay, of course, because he came in and double stacked with his teammate, but I think he will have come in late enough to not have to double stack. Gavron gets out. Maros won't even get past him. That's how long he waited. Tarzo goes for the medium compound tyres, as does Maverick and Cushaw, by the looks of things. So the order stays largely the same. Pushas only loses one place in that pit stop cycle, though, after slowing down a lot to allow the fact he didn't have to double stack behind his teammate.
Yeah, he played a game there. And he played that game really, really well, because he opened the gap up to about 11 seconds. That allowed Garon to come in, get pitted out the way, and then Pugas has come in as well. 7th place, so mind you, a lot harder and as well, which we didn't think they would go to, but clearly they don't feel that, the mediums can last the next, what they got at the moment, 24 laps, I suppose.
Well, here, and we will have the safety car for one more lap, by the way, here, so we'll be going a bit back in again after 10 laps here for the Spanish Grand Prix. I just wonder here as well what a missed opportunity this has been so far for the 3 drivers who are out of this race. Maciej Toflinski and Zalesny are not here today. They're 1 and 2 in the championship, and 35 points back is Grazan. He's the best placed in the championship here. Now, I mentioned those front 2 are out of the race. The next 4 in the standings have already made mistakes in the first quarter of this race. Grazan is out of the race in the wall at turn 3 along with Kashti. They're 3rd and 6th in the standings. Baron is in the wall at turn 13. He's out of the race, and he was 5th in the standings. John Meister went for a spin on lap 1 out of turn 10. He's now down in 10th position in this race. What a missed opportunity it is for those 4 drivers closest to the top 2 absent from this race here tonight.
Yeah, they're going to, how can I put it? They're going to be very upset with themselves that they didn't do better. If I just put it like that, I won't get myself in trouble, but I think that they have definitely missed the boat here. Baron especially, he had pace for days, and he just didn't make it work, and it's very, very tough for that. And, well, there's not a lot we can do about that, unfortunately, for Baron. He's just going to have to sit here and watch all of these cars go round as we've got 23 left.
So 23 laps to go, and 14 cars left in the race. I think if you get to the end of this one, you've got a good chance of scoring points. F1 point system, of course, gives you the top 10. And unfortunately, I'm afraid to say this, but for the for the medium tyre runners who are at the front of the field, Debe, Bassaswain and Barthez, it's not turned out very well at all. What you need in those kind of strategies is you need a long run, and if there's going to be a safety car, you need it to be in the second half of the race, or at least in the window where you can make the soft tyres last to the ends. That's where the soft tyre runners got the advantage. They were able to benefit from these safety cars, and now those soft tyre runners who are on mediums and hard now don't need to pit under green flag for the entirety of this race.
Safety car in this lap, it will be where what Debe, Bassaswain, Barthez can do. Can they open up enough of a gap from Garon? That's going to be the question. We know how quick he's been, so it's going to be very hard for them to clear Garon, I think. I think Garon's going to be in a well-suited position, and possibly, to be honest with you, I think he could be the overall leader by the time all the pit stops are sunken through, as long as he doesn't make the same mistake as Baron did and start trying to push it quick.
Well, I don't think he'll be able to, although the hard and older mediums might be just getting even now. He's very much on it on the restart as well. Good restart from Debe there, but Bassaswain able to keep very close indeed on the way towards turn number 1. Here we go. Restart at the Spanish Grand Prix, second restart in fact. Busiek looking down the inside of Velocity for 8th position. Those are important places at the end of the day, and Busiek goes through. He is into 8th, ahead of Velocity now, and then it's John Meister who might get the run, maybe towards turn 4 here. Can he double his points tally here with the patch for that position? He certainly can. Down the inside for John Meister, but no, Bassaswain off the road slightly there, as it's all going on up here. Pujas and Tazo going side by side. Gavron going side by side with Bassaswain, who loses 2 places as a result of that trip off the road.
Yeah, he did, unfortunately. Bassaswain down in 4th now. Garon up into 3rd. He's got the Ferraris of Barthez and Debe in front of him, with Marios all the way back in 5th. He hasn't got a pit, but he's on 9-lap-old hard, so if he does it, he's done a very good job, as Pukos has just gone up the inside there as well in 5th place. So great job from the McLarens at the moment. They're looking the overall fastest. You can see Garon going around the outside of Barthez, and he had grip for days. He just went and flew past him, and that was it. It was job done.
Tazo, unfortunately, is having a few problems here. Busiek right behind him now. Look at Gavron already. Into bleed on the hard tyres. It's just a case of managing those to the end now from him, surely. In towards turn 1. He is the new race leader of the Spanish Grand Prix. Then it's Debe Cortez to round up the personal podium for the moment. Pushas is in 4th right now, but second of those who can go to the end. Then it's Bassaswain who's holding everybody up at the moment. Tazo, Morris, Busiek, John Meister, they're all in here at the moment, and they're all battling for these positions. It's side by side for 5th place as Tazo tries to go through on the outside line through turn 5. It's a long way round there, but he's made it work, and he's inside the top 5.
Yeah, you've also got, you see it here with Marios behind, sitting in 7th at the moment. John Meister just behind us in 8th there, as he's trying to make his way through as well. Sorry, that Busiek, and there's John Meister in 9th, and of course Velocity down in 10th here has really kind of struggled a little bit once more.
What's going on here? Debe! What's happened to Debe here? He's dropped a load of speed off of turn 9. He must have had a big slide through there, and there's slight contact, be careful. And here we go again through turn 13. Contact! It's a big spin in the wall. It's almost a replay of what happened to Baron. Velocity's in the wall at turn 13. He's able to continue, though he's got no front wing.
That was literally a cardboard copy. That couldn't have been any more accurate than what we've just seen there. That was again that corner coming out of turn 12-13 is not always the best place.
Oh no! Contact again! That's a 3-driver incident. Another virtual safety car this time. It's Maverick, Franek and Debe who were all involved in a 3-car incident, and we're down to just 11 in this race.
This is just crazy. Absolutely crazy. We got Velocity coming into the pits. I think he's just got a new front wing. He's going to gain 3 places, and he's been in the pits, mind you. We got Maros sitting in the middle, who pitted back on lap 1 or 2, I think it was, and he's on very old tyres currently at the moment. But this is just insane. If Maros carries on, he could get a top 3 with the way these are dropping out.
This is just an unbelievable race at the moment. We've got the race back under green flag again. Thankfully, it's not another safety car. I think the game realising that it would have been a safety car under normal circumstances, but we've had so many today that they're not going to bring out another one. So that leaves just Bartes in the top 5 of those who still need to stop in this race, but for the most part these are real positions on the road, and Tazo goes through into second place. He's on the mediums, of course, and needs to make these tyres count while he's still got them, and then defend from the hards once they go off later on.
Yeah, he's going to have to try and get away a little bit from Pukas as well. Don't forget, Pukas has stopped, mind you. So for him, he's got to try and get away a little bit. Fastest lap at the moment, Garon with a 1:14. So a great job. You can see the gainers on the left-hand side there. Tazo up 2, Pukas up 3, Marios 1, Bartos up 5, Busic up 5 as well. And them guys are not very far apart either, Ewan. So they've got to be aware that there is still time on the board. John Meister just goes up another place here as well. So John Meister up into 7th.
Yeah, he's through on Vasser Swain, who's still yet to stop in this race. Well, what a dramatic Spanish Grand Prix we've seen so far. We did hear at the start of the day that this was going to be a bit of a race of management in terms of keeping it on the road. It's very difficult to do so, and it's easy to spin around one of these circuits. Well, this circuit in particular, I should say, not any circuit on F1. It's a particular problem around here, and we've seen that so far. Certainly, we've seen velocity in the wall earlier on in this one. We've seen 3 drivers out of the race most recently to bring out that latest virtual safety car. As we're going to go 3 wide very nearly here down the inside of Maros. And down the inside goes John Meister. That's aggressive from the previous race winner around this venue in season 9. He tries to go for 4th position, couldn't quite do it, and now we'll maybe look at the inside through turn 4. Can he? Well, no, not quite. He was looking but couldn't quite manage it. Maros here in a world of hurt though. He's on the hard tyres, and they're the oldest tyres on the grid, unfortunately, and the hardest compound on the grid as well, so he's in trouble land, really.
Yeah, we got Tazo battling away here as well. We've got a McLaren 1-2. Tazo's not giving it up in that house, mind you. He's still battling away. You can see what he sees here as we're on just on the left shoulder. Maros is out of the
Another
session.
safety car. Maros is now out of the race. We've only got 10 left. Unbelievable. 15 laps complete. And this race really is a race of survival. Anyone who gets to the end from here will score points.
And anybody that gets to the end from here will probably win. This is ludicrous. I've never seen nothing like it. You know what I'd be interested though is where John Meister ends up after this, because he is showing that he's got a little bit of pace in that car. He's going to use it now. I'd go back on, well, to be honest, mediums from here maybe. Yeah. It's going to take 18 laps, mind you. That's a big ask.
Well, not on mediums. If you're putting softs on, it's a big ask, but I don't think mediums are a big ask from here. Here we go. Yes, it will be medium tyres. Now, the others, unfortunately, Vasser Swain and Bartes will be... it's just a bit of a glitch there. Bartes and Vasser Swain, unfortunately, stuck again. And this is what I mentioned earlier on. When you start on the harder compound, either of the 2 hardest of the compounds around here, it means that early safety cars in the first half of the race really do screw you up. And unfortunately, not only have they been overtaken relentlessly on that latest safety car restart, they're still not able to put fast tyres on. They're still only on hard tyres here in 6th and 7th, and they're going to end the race on them without another safety car here today.
Yeah, I think if we were watching this on TV at the moment, I'm not quite sure what we would be watching. And honestly, I don't think we'd be watching racing. This is just insane. This is more like banger racing than anything else. It's just crazy at the moment.
Well, it's good entertainment, I've got to say. I've enjoyed it. I don't think these drivers have been enjoying it very much, though, I've got to say. A few of those at the back, by the way, might consider another pit stop at the end of this lap, maybe, to put on some medium tyres. Thinking of maybe either of the Aston Martins, maybe Velocity at the back. Oh, well, he already has put the mediums on, actually, hasn't he? So he just needs to catch up to the train, which he will do, so that we can get a restart with 16 laps to go. So we've got through this first half of the race with 3 safety cars and 1 VSC. I wonder how many we'll get in the second half.
I don't know, but if we keep getting this, mate, by the second half, we're going to have about 6 cars left. This is absolutely insane. They've got to be aware that they've got time here. They've got 33 laps. It's not like a 5-lap sprint. It's not a an online 5-lapper. You've got 33, and they're treating it like they've only got 5. It's just crazy. We've got Velocity. He's trying to play catch-up at the moment. He's on his way round turn 13 before he comes into 14 here. But, yeah, I think some of these drivers need to take a look at themselves after this as well and really see what happens. And I can see there's choice words being exchanged at the moment. And, I think for me, it's really everyone needs to have a look, not just the people that are crashed out. I think they've taken dives where they shouldn't have, Ewan, and it's just been insane.
Well, I know what you're saying, but there's not much time in these races anyway. I know 33 laps, but it's not much time realistically, and that is going to mean what we've seen here today. So, who's likely to move forward in this restart? I guess it's going to be John Meister, Barthez and Vasser Swain if they're on the mediums. Barthez and Vasser Swain aren't they? But they are on slightly newer tyres. John Meister, I think John Meister's the real one to watch here, isn't he? He's on mediums towards the end. He's got only hard tyre runners ahead of him and only 4 passes to make here if he wants to take a race win.
Yeah, it's... I just think it's open to anyone. This is the thing. Safety car's in this lap, so Garon's going to be the leader now. How's he going to deal with this? Is he going to back them right up? You can see he's got Pukas behind with Tazo. Tazo's got to make the start this time. He has to make the start. He didn't make the start last time out, and he's got to make sure he's on top of it here in that house. He really needs to stay, because if Pukas opens it up and allows Garon to go, well, nobody's going to catch him.
I thought he'd gone and stolen a march there, but he's just waiting. Just like to leave it relatively late, but not as late as the second restart was left. I've got to say, he's leaving this the latest of anyone so far here, Gavron. Let's see, out of the final turn, and now he will finally go, although he's let everybody get right in behind him. And now Tazo is going to look for the inside, surely, as he's on those medium tyres as well, of course. Slightly newer ones than Pushas at the moment, and round the outside he will go. Hit through turn 1, and slight contact between them, but Tazo should be through here. Outside line through turn 3, he'll have the more grip, and so he'll go round there. John Meister's looking for Benicis as well. No, there's contact again, and right in front of everybody, who just about avoid. Tazo and Pushas are both unfortunately spun around, and they have gone to the very back of this field. John Meister makes up 2 free positions, and he might be just about to get another one here. Out of turn 5 he goes. He's into second place already. Yes, he is. Only a second off this race win with nearly half of the race remaining.
And he's got younger tyres than Garon as well. We said John Meister said he could be there or thereabouts, and he is going to be there or thereabouts. He's sitting in second. This is what I only could wish to describe.
Oh no!
Sorry, that's
Velocity in the background. Yeah, there it is. It's Velocity and Vasser Swain, and Velocity was trying to make up places, of course, on those medium tyres, those new medium tyres, just like John Meister is here.
But John Meister's going to get this. I got a funny feeling that he will get Garon. And it's going to be all Garon's going to be trying to defend it. He's got nothing to defend against. Garon's got younger tyres. He's got the mediums on here as well. And he's going to be flying. It's not taking him long. It's taking 1 lap after the safety lap to climb literally near enough half a second. Puskas is down in 10th place. He obviously had a contact as well. So unfortunately for him, but you can see John Meister here at the moment absolutely flying.
Yep, he is. And I agree. I think he's going to be in the lead here. Whether he's going to be in the lead at the last lap of the race is another issue, but I think he will lead at some point here today, as unfortunately Tazo is off again out through turn 4. He's back going again though, so it should be green flag, should be okay in the middle sector. What about John Meister here? Is he going to force Gavron to defend already? No, not quite. This may well happen into turn 1.
Yeah, I think so. I think he's going to climb all the way round now. He'll stay up beside him round turn 12. Coming into the second to last corner of 13 before he goes through 14, and John Meister's going to get this all day, Ewan, and I don't think Garon's going to have anything to hold him back here. Nothing to hold on to.
Oh, DRS, look.
DRS, yep, enabled as well.
Look at the energy that he's using though, Gavron. And we're on board with John Meister. You can see at the bottom of your screen there, it says medium, just above the sort of yellow percentage there. That means he's not on the ERS, he's not in overtake mode, and he's not using the electrical energy to try and go through on Gavron, whereas the McLaren certainly was there. So now John Meister's going to use it. He uses the overtake button, and he will use it to good effect as well. Down the inside into turn 4, and John Meister's into the lead of the Spanish Grand Prix for the second season in a row.
Yeah, Gavron had no answer. We said he had no answer, and he didn't have anything. John Meister had the grip going round turn 3, the long right-hander, and it was all done and dusted. And I think at the end of the day now, for John Meister, he's got to open this up. If he does need to stop towards the end because his tyres are going off on the mediums, he needs a gap to be able to do it. And he's got nearly a second already here. Bartes in the Ferrari, well, he's done an exceptional job, and he hasn't had to do a lot. He's just literally made positions here from these guys, and he's up 7 places. That just goes to show, with everybody DNFing below, Bartes 7th place, sitting on the podium. Stellar job.
Yeah, and he might well be able to catch Gavron before the end here too. He's on those newer hard compound tyres. Look at that, 7 laps newer. 13.9 from John Meister, just to rub salt into the wound as well. On those medium tyres, we're about half a second away, by the way, from the race lap record around this circuit, which was set last season. A 13.4 from Zalesny, who unfortunately isn't here today, as many of the top contenders aren't. Championship leader Toflinski and Zalesny not here, of course, and it's opened this race right up. We've not seen such an unpredictable race for quite some time. It's been remarkable. It's been wonderful entertainment, and with 12 laps to go, John Meister is leading the way, and he is probably favourite for this race as well, with newer, softer tyres than those around him. However, those mediums will be in a worse state than the hard tyres of Gavron by the end of this race.
Yeah, for John Meister, he's got to clear a gap. That's the thing here as well. He needs to make sure that he can get a big enough gap that he can try and survive the pit stop cycle and move and get the tyres off if he needs to. He's just got to either that, or he's got to save like an absolute trooper on these tyres and try and get him to the end, I suppose.
Yep, I don't know how much saving he'll have to do, to be honest. Half of the race should be fine on the mediums, but you do never know. It's a high load circuit around here, some very high speed corners, so you might be in trouble with regards to that. Further back, where the closest battles are, Velocity has just got back through to 5th again after the spin at turn 10, which really stifled his progress, but he should be able to make some more again as long as he's got control of his tyre temperatures again. He's just got ahead of the Aston Martins of Kusher and Wellix there in 6th and 7th, and Tazo is probably catching them both as well, although he is 10 seconds adrift on medium tyres that will be fading at this stage in the race. But there's the gap between Kusher and Wellix, half a second at the moment. That is the closest out there on the circuit between the teammates. We'll see how much and how closely teammates are actually going to fight here, but these are the closest battles on the circuit as a result of a chaotic Spanish Grand Prix so far. Just 1/3 of it remaining at the line.
Yeah, I don't think this will go down as a classic.
I do.
I think it will go down. Well, it might do, but it's going to go down as a classic for all the wrong reasons. We haven't seen, obviously, we've had crazy racing, just absolutely crazy racing from these guys here today, and Meister now nearly touching on 3 seconds. Just got to keep going.
He has. Just keep going as best as he can. No gap below 2 seconds other than this one between the teammates here, by the way, and they're on the same strategy as well, so you'd imagine they will stay close for quite some time. They're not going to catch Velocity. It's going to be difficult to catch the likes of Busiek as well. It's just a case of keeping those behind at bay. In the slipstream now with the DRS for the first time as well, as it's been enabled a while ago. Here goes Wellix down the inside into turn number 1, and Kusher will let him have that one just about. Teammates doing very well and trying very hard as well not to hit each other there.
Yeah, they were, and you wouldn't think they would hit each other. It would be crazy if they did here as well, because they've got a good chance to get some good points on the board. The last thing they really want to do is hit each other and ruin that opportunity, but this is the closest, well, I would say battle, but I don't really think they're battling at the moment. John Meister 3.6 out front, Garon there as well in second place in the McLaren, but we got to give Bartes a shout out. Look at this. But Bartes up 7 places in 3rd in that Ferrari. The real IRL Ferrari team would be happy with that one.
I think any team would be playing. We don't know what the new season's going to be like yet. It's too, it's too soon.
Okay, so let's just clear this up really quickly, right? We got one more season of Mercedes with Hamilton before he goes to Ferrari. Now, I got asked the other day, why do I feel Ferrari signed Hamilton? And I think, to be honest, it's a final. I put it down to a final payday. And somebody on X or Twitter or whatever, as Velocity's going up the inside, is he going to be able to make it through? Not this time. Busek defends from him there. No change of positions once more. And Velocity is trying his hardest here to try and get past Busek. So somebody on Twitter explain Hamilton's move to Ferrari in football terms. And literally, I put underneath, Premiership player dropping down to the Championship for one final payday. That's what I put it as.
Should have put going to the MLS or something. That would be more fitting. But I get what you mean. No! Velocity's gone into the wall. Well, this could be drama, but retirement and safety car. We do have drama at the end of this race. 9 to go at the end of this one, and John Meister has got to be into the pit lane here. They've all got to be in here for soft tyres.
John Meister is sitting here in prime position.
Yep, he's got to be in.
He's got to be in. He's got to be getting his tyres done. Oh, big lockup, mind you, going into the pit lane. Don't spoil yourself now, bud, because you're doing an absolute stellar job. He's got pace for days, and if he can do this now, he's a shoo-in for the win here, Ewan. I can't see anybody getting near him.
Well, it's going to be a soft tyre shootout. I'm not so sure. I think this could be a close one between everybody. Is anybody going to speeding in the pit lane for Wellix? That's such a disaster for him. And his teammate, Kusho, is going to have to stack behind him as well. So he could lose a place to Tarzo or something. But everybody should be in here. No one's taking a gamble in staying out. I don't like how on the F1 games these days, it doesn't tell you when people are in the pit lane anymore. That's a step backwards. I swear it used to do that. Anyway, John Meister gets out in the lead. Safety car takes a few moments to realise that he's there, and then finally kicks it into gear and gets underway. So the only thing of note there, other than the fact that everyone's on soft tyres here, as you'd expect to see, the only thing of note is that Wellix sped in the pit lane has got 5 seconds to add on to his race time, and that's going to hold him back. When the field's so close, as it will be when this safety car ends, 5 seconds is going to cost you so many positions.
Yeah, he's going to be at the back, isn't he? Let's be realistic about it. But I think for a minute, just finished the race. Look at the field. We've got 9 in the field. We've got 8, I believe, are out. And that is just insane.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen 11 finish at a minimum this season. That was 1 week ago at the Netherlands Grand Prix. At Zandvoort 1 week ago. But I'm not sure whether they'll score points having retired and finishing in 10th position. I don't know what the rules are, but Sergio, out of practice I am with F1, so there you are. But all of these guys, if they do finish inside the line by the end of the day, then they will score points at the end of the Spanish Grand Prix. But what a shootout we're going to see here. It's going to be 6 laps to go when we... it's going to be 7 laps to go when we get the restart here. It'll be the end of the next lap probably when we get this restart. And what an end to this race it's going to be. John Meister, Gavron, Bartes, Busiek, they're all going to be involved here for this race win. And I think Gavron's going to be pretty difficult to count against.
I don't know, I'm going John Meister. I think John Meister's got pace. I think he has got pace, and I feel that he's got enough pace to be able to hold these guys back. And that's the thing for John Meister. He's just got to hold them and then make the best jump of his entire life.
Well, I think a lot of that pace came from the newer and softer tyre that he was on compared to the others. I don't think he'll be displeased, by the way, with this safety car. I know he's building a gap, but just don't know how much those medium tyres would have fallen off. Maybe he would have been quite pleased to continue on to the very end with that one. But nevertheless, he has got to deal with this new safety car situation and another new restart as well. And you could argue as well, with the exception of Wellix, who's probably not going to win with that 5-second penalty, that all the other 8 drivers have got an outside chance of winning here, to be honest.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that's the thing. If we carry on, don't forget, we've still got 9 laps left. If we keep losing drivers...
Not 9.
No, not 9. Yeah, no.
7.
Sorry. Yeah, been a long day. But if we keep losing drivers, they're going to be in trouble. They could take the win. Meister could spin out. Garon could have a contact with Bartes. Busick might go through and Wellix might win with his 5-second penalty as well. So, yeah, I'm just really, really bizarre at the moment how this has unfolded.
I've got to say, I've thoroughly enjoyed it though. It's been great. It's been great entertainment, I've got to say. Thoroughly enjoyed it. 7 laps to go here in round 5 of the Pole Position Racing League. The safety car will be in, and we've got a 7-lap shootout in Spain. John Meister leads the field around. Just 9 left in a safety car ridden race where it's been a case of survival. And now John Meister goes. He tries to trick Gavron a little bit. He seemed to spin up the rears actually as he got going there, and he's straight on the overtake button as well. You've got to be at this stage. The ERS has just charged up through the safety car, and we're back under green flag racing again here at Spain. It's Barthez and Busick who are close into turn 1, but no, Busick can't go through into turn number 1, and we're single file at the front of the field. John Meister does the first part of his assignment right, and he gets off to a good start. He maintains the lead through the first sector.
Yeah, Barthez is hanging on here from Busick. Busick's going, oh, come on.
Barthez goes around, and he will be to the very back of the field. Busick might well find himself in some trouble for that, maybe not, but what it does mean is the top 2 are going to fight for this on their own, and Kushaw actually got some damage through all of that. He's got no front wing now.
Kushaw's going to have to go into the pits. Busick now behind Wellix. So Wellix, don't forget, has got that 5-second penalty coming as well for him. So he's going to be dropping down anyway towards it. Be in 7th at the moment if he can hang on where he is, as Barthez is 10 seconds back here, of course. But John Meister and Garon fighting it out. But we have got Busick here as well. We can't look back, which is really annoying. So it's going to be hard to see who to blame from that one. Busick's going to be side by side here as well with Wellix. He's going to go through on him. The lead stays as they are there. John Meister and Garon 2 seconds back. Stuart Buster Swine as well nearly made it.
And Pushas goes through on Buster Swine by the looks of things. Side by side between Wellix and Tazo just up in front. You can see there on the way in towards turn 4. Here they go. It's going to be Wellix on the outside, braking very late and trying. Oh, he's in all the rubber and all the dirt on the outside there. And Tazo will go through on the inside, so he's through again. And they will get single file sorted out, but they're only losing time to the leaders. And this is bad news for Wellix, of course. It's inviting more and more drivers to get involved at the moment. He will only finish in 7th position.
Yeah, but what's he going to do? Let them pass?
Well, yeah, he can't do a lot, can he?
No, he can't do nothing. And that's the thing. He's just got to sit back and try and fight it out as best as he can and see how he gets on. He knows he's going to be in 7th behind Vasher Swine here as well because of that 9-second gap to Barthez. Don't get me wrong, Barthez is flying, and it was out at 10.5, I think, at one point, so we're now 9.2. But at the moment, look at that. John Meister doing the job. DRS wide open at the moment here. Well, DRS enabled to this lap, so we'll be able to get it for this lap as well here for Garon as he's battling away with John Meister. But I think these two could be swapping positions backwards and forwards.
Yeah, it's his teammate who's on the move next. Looking up the inside there was pushed us into turn 1, but Wellix fends off on that occasion. And Pushas will want to move forward. I know he'll get the position over Wellix at the end of the day anyway, but if he wants to finish higher than 5th position, then he'll need to get through and continue to march on forward. Only 4 laps to go at the line. There could be a chance down here at 5. No, Wellix was a little bit wide there, but no chance for Pushas to go through on that occasion. So 5 drivers for the final podium spot. I think more realistically it's going to be between Busick and Tazo for that spot.
Yeah, Tazo's going to hold on. He's got to try and hold on to Busick at the moment. DRS wide open. You see it on the Aston Martin in front of Wellix as well. Not really a lot he can do on the brakes. Puskas does go, goes in very deep, mind you, sends Wellix a little bit wide. And now we've got this back with Garon and John Meister. Garon's going to have the DRS this time. How's this one going to pan out? DRS wide open for Garon here. You can see it on your screen. Now he's going for the pass as well. Massive overspeed, done and done. John Meister trying to use the pass button, but not being able to get it done there as well. Some great action, and I don't think this is finished.
Well, this is certainly not finished. John Meister there. I'm not sure how much energy he was saving, but he got absolutely roared past by Gavron there. And the worry for John Meister is that the McLaren will just keep going, and he won't be able to keep the pace, but he's doing so for the moment. Tazo and Pussy have just change positions at the moment. Tazo is now onto the podium. It's between those two really for that final spot, as Wellix has actually dropped to the back. Pushik and also Swain might have a say in that as well, actually, with the laps remaining just at 3 for the moment. Final podium place being fought over here between these four, and it could well be that Tazo hangs on. We'll wait and see. Here's Gavron, though, looking to hang on ahead of John Meister. Is there going to be a response here from the Alfa Romeo driver, or are we going to see a bit of a waiting game from here on in for the Alfa Romeo driver now? Through the final corner he goes here at Barcelona. He'll be into the straight again. No ERS being used on this occasion, but Gavron almost lifting to leave him the space on the outside here. The DRS for John Meister giving him... Oh, he's got a penalty! Wow, he's got a penalty, and that could be the end of it. It's for track limits. He's got a 3-second time penalty, and that could be that.
Oh, John Meister, he was forced out there. That's the problem. He didn't even go there on his own accord. He was squeezed out there as well by Garon, and then gets a penalty for it. And it wasn't even his fault. Bartes has got a time penalty as well. He's got 3-second time penalty here as well. And poor old John Meister, that wasn't even his fault. That's the problem. He was squeezed against it from Garon.
True, but he was one warning away from getting a penalty, and that is off his own accord. So,
but where was he supposed to go?
Well, not go down the outside, I suppose.
But he was already there. That's the problem, isn't it?
Well, I don't know. It's going to be tricky to write that one off. He is going to race for this because you can write off penalties if you do request it and request these things. Gavron won't be given a penalty for enforcing that upon him because that would be quite unfair. But instead, you can get a penalty cancelled. So there may still be a chance for John Meister to win this, and he is going to go through. Gavron seems to let him through here, although he seemed to be doing that one lap ago. We're on to the penultimate lap now, and I think these two are both going to want to win on the road because they do not know what's going to happen afterwards. Here goes Tazo down the inside now into third position, and he's through. Busiek gets pushed out as Pushas goes to the inside. He's not afforded very much room. Oh, and Busiek gets it slightly wrong. He goes for a big slide, and it won't be him for the podium here. It'll be Tazo or Busiek, I think, for this final podium place.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Tazo. I think it'll be Tazo. You can see at the back here, Wasserschwein and Velix. Velix has still got that time penalty. Wasserschwein really could just do with sitting there, and that is about it. John Meister, though, and Garon coming onto the final lap here. This is going to be interesting to see who plays what game. Is it going to be the draft train? You know, you go, I want it, you want it, but it's going to be a tough one.
Yeah, so John Meister is going to try and fight that penalty at the end of the day, and he's going to fight for this race win as well, and Gavron knows that. You've got to try and win on the road here if you want to win, because it might not be that John Meister actually has a penalty here at all. Now then, out of the final corner, Gavron already right behind the Alfa Romeo, maybe too close. He's got the DRS. John Meister will tuck straight back in here and get back towards him in towards turn number 1 here, but Gavron leads the way. Is there a chance for John Meister to respond? Can he respond on the last lap?
Well, he's not going to have long to be able to do that. Pukas has just gone through on Tazo there. Busek and Wasserstein still fighting out behind us. You can see Busek all the way into that battle in 5th place currently with Wasserstein behind him. Wasserstein has clear Wellix. Wellix can stay where he is. He's got no threat of going anywhere here at the moment. But Tazo has got to be trying to go at Pusket. Garon has got to try and defend from John Meister on the final lap.
He has got to try and hang on here. It could go all down to the final sector here of the Spanish Grand Prix as John Meister tries to win this race for the second time. Gavron tried to take a win in what's been a pretty difficult season for him so far. He's not finished inside the top 5 just yet in the opening 4 rounds of the Pole Position Racing League for Season 10. But it looks like he might well be on his way to do that and so much more. Here he goes into the final corner right now. It could be a drag race to the line here. Gavron comes out the final corner to win the Spanish Grand Prix just ahead of John Meister. It's going to be Puchas who hangs on to 3rd place just ahead of Tazo by mere tenths of a second. Busiek gets through into 5th position ahead of Wasserschwein, and it looks like Wellix has done enough here to pull a gap from Bartes, and so he will finish into 7th.
He's not. 5 seconds he had.
No, yeah, but Bartes had 3, so he just still finished 7th.
Oh, okay. God, I got my maths all wrong there for a minute. That was, well, highly exciting. But at the same time, well, very controversial, I think.
Very controversial indeed. And there's going to be some arguments after that race. But I've got to say, from a neutral spectator's point of view, it was very entertaining.
Yeah, I think for me and you, we had a great time.
Yeah.
You know, we didn't really need to... We obviously did what we had to do. We saw lots of it and lots of action and only 9 cars finishing. And that was incredible. So, yeah, great job there, as well as these guys have finished in 9th place here for Kusha. But, yeah, driver of the day, Wellix.
Do you not remember that from last time? I told you, it's basically just the person who's gained the most places.
Oh.
It's not... it's just a guess, really. Sometimes it's accurate, but I've done this twice with you now, and you've been surprised both times. Because it is just the person who gains the most places. There is Gavron with his trophy, looking at it quite longingly, actually. Thumbs up. Says thank you very much for that. His team clapping him along. There you go. Well done, son. And he'll spray some champagne as well. Double McLaren podium, as it turns out, as well. Even though their star driver, you could say, controversially, Zalesny, currently second in the standings, not actually here today.
Yeah, I think it's just been great. I've enjoyed this as well, and I think, yeah, if we keep getting ones like that, it's going to be impressive. But there are the scores on the doors for you, sir.
Yep, so the penalty, whether it's written off or not, doesn't matter for John Meister, because Gavron is the race winner. Pushas being in 3rd position, ahead of Tarzo in 4th. Brisic finishes to round up the top 5 with Vasser Swain at 6th. Wellix's penalty didn't actually matter in the end. He still finishes 7th ahead of Bartes. Kushaw's front wing loss and pit stop sees him down in 9th. Not sure whether Velocity will receive a point for finishing 10th or not, but anyway, doesn't really matter. And then below that, all the retirements today, and there certainly were a lot of them.
Yeah, half the field, which is something we're not used to seeing here as well. But yeah, great evening of racing. I thoroughly enjoyed myself as well. You, and don't forget, coming up on the JPB YouTube channel, we got more action after this with myself and Mr. O'Leary back again, funny enough, for the IGP F3. So stay tuned for that one, bud. It should be a good one.
Yeah, make sure you subscribe. We've got some more Pole Position Racing League action coming up, of course, later in the year as well, later in the season, so make sure you subscribe for that too. But this has been round 5 at the Spanish Grand Prix. Thanks so much for watching, and congratulations to Gavron for taking his first race win of the season here at round 5. For now though, it's time for us to bid our farewells. I've been Ewan O'Leary alongside James Parfitt here at the Spanish Grand Prix, and until we see you next time, it's goodbye for now.